hello YouTube. Right, I'm comfortable at last. Today I'm filming this with an iPod, with a Manfrotto tripod, with a Rode mic, and I've obviously piggybacked my iPod with an Easy ACC battery pack, because the iPod batteries don't tend to hold charge very long. Right, I'm going to give a rundown. This is what I took cycling with me the other night. It's not always what I ride with, it's just what I took on that particular ride. This old Camelbak, it's like one of the smallest Camelbaks they do. Obviously the design's different for 2016. This one's about 4 or 5 years old. Like, this is on the limit, this bag. As you can see, I've stitched stuff on it so I can hold more clothing and gear. My jersey is on the top. Obviously it's the best place to put it. You'll know when you put the pack on as far as weight distribution goes. It's just the most comfortable. I'm just going to like open it up and show you what I've got. I've got another light on the back. Like for night riding, it always pays to take spare lights. That's a smart Superflash. You can get those off eBay for like 3 or 4 quid. It's the older design. And yeah, gets you seen. As you can see, I've got a little bike lock on there. Some garages and places you stop at, right, you can stash your bike around the back, or, you know, if no one's looking, you've got to be like careful like that, because there are some crafty people around, man. So a little lock through the back wheel, preferably on the forecourt. You're not going to have any issues. You can overthink stuff sometimes, but you've got to be careful. So I'm not going to undo this because I might go for a ride later, and I'm going to keep that on there. So I've got some Velcro, right, kind of going through the other little loop, which you'd like hang it up on or something. Again, with some like just some old shoelaces on the side there, you know, it's not going anywhere, and it's somewhere I can put my clear specs. You might want to invest in some of these for night time. These are just safety specs, all right, because stuff can get thrown up from cars. I mean, and also depending on temperature and where you are, if it's cold, you're not going to get like many, if any, bugs in the air. Otherwise, you might want to protect your eyes from bugs. So in the small compartment on the front, that kind of changes up, man. But we got a tiny little like tub of chamois cream, right? We got a little bit of loo paper for the obvious. You got to be comfortable on the bike, okay? At night I carry different stuff, right? I'm carrying all this stuff because you're on your own and you're out in the sticks. You need to carry more things. If you know, we've got a little bit of money, some small change, some batteries. Those are for the light on the back. All right, AAAs. We have some compression strips, some tape. Again, it's all small stuff. All right, it doesn't weigh much, but things add up. And I just got like small change and stuff in here. All right, that's all that is in that compartment on the front. In the main compartment, I've got a little spare light. Again, it's a Phoenix. I'm really going to have to do a video on the Phoenix light soon. Again, that runs off a AAA. Spare battery, key for my lock. There's a gel which I didn't have the other night. Recommend those Torque gels. If your shop doesn't sell Torque gels, shop somewhere else or get them to, you know, I mean, I'll kind of use whatever, as long as they're vegan. So in here we got, I did a video review on this, Race Rocket Master Blaster. Like, just Google them. The thing that's good about these is, you know, I've done a review on these, still going strong. You got, see, it's dead easy to use. We got spare tube, and I actually stashed another spare tube under my saddle. A couple of Pedro's tyre levers. Right, just want to emphasize, this is obviously going to the extreme, all right? This is carrying kind of a lot of gear, but for solo, for a night ride out in the sticks, all right? You don't want to be caught out, okay? If you're going lightweight around the block, tube, couple of tyre levers, and a pump, and obviously some patches, all right? You're good to go, not a problem. But bearing in mind, if you go with a group of cyclists, things like this, all right, can go a long way. Look how big that is, all right? A tiny park chain tool. If your bike's all up together and stuff, you know, you're pretty much going to be covered. Apart from punches, Not really a lot can go wrong, but a chain failure can kind of cause a bit of a headache to try and get home, can't it? Especially if you're out with a bunch of other riders. So out of like a bunch of riders, think about like carrying a tool or item between all of you, which can help every single one of you out if you're out on the road. Again, especially if you're on a night ride, you can't fool around, all right? Now, in this little bag, I've kind of done an EDC video before. We've got spare Presta valves, valve removers, a couple of bolts in my saddle, some tubes, some gaffer tape, just kind of a couple of zip ties, some spare KMC quick links. Again, look, it's just a tiny bag of like bits and pieces, all right? And then down in the bottom here, what we got? There's some Allen keys in there, a 5mm, I can't remember the sizes, 5mm or 4mm. There's another one for what, I can't even remember whatever reason it is, but there's 3 Allen keys in there which kind of can undo everything on my bike anyway, right? We've got on here some wet wipes and some more Shamrock cream. I was actually looking for those the other night. I should check my stuff more often. But you got to be comfortable on the bike, all right? It's no good going out thinking whatever. What have we got stuffed in here? And a rag, all right? Because your mitts can get they can get oily if you're touching oily parts, all right? So that's all we've got. Bear in mind, like if you want to carry stuff on the bike, you don't. The best way is to actually carry it on the bike versus the backpack. But sometimes I don't like all the clutter of like let's just fix this up. The clutter of like stuff on the bike. Okay. So again, sometimes I'll go out with Revelate bags. Sometimes I'll go out with a gas tank. Sometimes I'll go out with like a feed bag on the handlebars. Sometimes I'll just go out like with a pump, a tube, and a couple of tyre levers, you know, in the back of your jersey pocket. Go light. I do prefer riding light, okay? But when you're going on like an adventure, a bit of a mini adventure, and it's late, or even in the daytime, if you're going out for a long ride, okay, you got to be geared up and carry stuff with you, all right? So just thought I'd share that. Bear in mind you can modify things. You can use Velcro and stuff to fix or carry, you know, extra things on your bag and that. So again, I mix it up. This isn't what I always carry with me on my bike. It depends what I'm doing, where I'm going, and experiment with stuff and think of different ways of carrying things on your bike. There's nothing stopping you taping like a tube to the underside of your top tube or wherever, so you've got a spare tube with you. You might even want to carry a lightweight foldable tyre if you're cycling all night or something. You know, whatever you feel comfortable with or you don't feel comfortable with not carrying, you know. So thanks for watching. I hope that's given you some ideas. You might want to think things like, you know, if you're running tubulars or something, what you can do to get yourself out of a situation if you get flat with that. And, you know, past experiences of things going wrong, right? So like, share, subscribe. Any issues or things that you may wish to add or take away from this, I mean, let me know down below. Help other people out in suggesting what you can carry, all right? Obviously, I had my light with me the other night, and the batteries were on the top tube bag, the larger 18650 batteries, which are used in a lot of other lights now anyway, but they're rechargeables. Again, I'll do a whole other video on that coming soon, I guess, to show you what I'm doing. So, over and out, pedaling raw. I'm using a Rode mic, obviously, for this. This is, what model is it? It doesn't say on the mic. Anyway, I'm using a converter lead on the iPod. A TTRS or something lead. I can't remember what it is, I'll tell you now. Okay, he's back. TTRS, that's an Audi, isn't it? You can see how I got muddled up with that because it is a TRRS adapter, as you can see. Can you? The light's playing tricks. There we go. Just about. I've got to remember when your camera's running this way to look into there. See? If I look into there. Anyway, pedaling raw, yapping forever. See you later.